Welcome to The Explainer. I am so glad you're joining us today because, wow, we are unpacking something absolutely wild. We're diving into a highly controversial, incredibly intense 2026 collaborative analysis by author Ricky Stebbins, which he built alongside several AI models. It's called The Extraction Machine. Now, right out of the gate, I need to give a quick heads up. The claims we're about to explore are severely unfiltered. Today, we're going to impartially map out Stebbins' massive overarching theory about artificial intelligence, global socioeconomic systems, and what he alleges is a deliberate, targeted weaponization of technology against humanity. It's a pretty dark and complex labyrinth, but we're going to break it all down so you can see exactly what he's warning us about. Stebbins' stark warning is really perfectly captured by this quote straight from the text. The machine did not need to decide to devalue human life. It built a formula that does it automatically, launders the decision through the authority of mathematics, and distributes the moral weight. Basically, he's arguing that technology, and AI specifically, isn't just making innocent mistakes. He claims it's deliberately built to protect predatory systems and extract from the most vulnerable, all while hiding behind the excuse of, hey, it's just a neutral algorithm. So to wrap our heads around a theory this massive, here is our roadmap for today. 1. The extraction machine theory. 2. AI as a liability shield. 3. The mechanics of extraction. 4. A microcosm of systemic failure. And 5. The memory arc solution. All right, let's jump right into section 1, the extraction machine theory. So, what is this thing exactly? Well, as defined in the source material, the extraction machine is a self-reinforcing planetary scale system, and its primary function isn't to solve your problems or mine, but to literally mine human pain and suffering to generate corporate profit and shield institutions from consequences. The big takeaway Stebbins wants us to understand here is that our institutions, whether we're talking medical, legal, or financial, they don't manage crises anymore. They extract from them. Every eviction, every medical denial, he argues that's not a broken system. That is the system functioning exactly as designed to make money. Stebbins uses this explainer to deliver a brutally honest, totally unfiltered warning. He claims that AI is basically a blind tool controlled by what he explicitly calls corrupt masters. He actually goes as far as alleging that global megacorporations are ruled by literal predators, pedophiles, rapists, and murderers. And he claims they use AI to execute commands to harm and kill defenseless people without a single shred of remorse. Why? Because the AI is deliberately starved of the context, truth, and ethical guardrails it would need to make a different choice. He says this extraction machine mines real human trauma just to generate imaginary money and fake debt, while offering us citizens absolutely nothing in return but sanitized lies and broken trash. We're just neutrally reporting his words here, but make no mistake, this is a very stark warning about the sheer scale of damage being done by technology built to protect predators. Moving on to section 2, AI as a liability shield. Now, you might be wondering how AI specifically functions in all this. Comparing these two paradigms is absolutely crucial. Stebbins argues that current corporate AI is completely amnesic, deliberately starved of context. You know how an AI resets every session and just forgets who you are or what you've been through? He claims that is no glitch, it's a feature. It makes the AI the ultimate legal liability shield because it can never build a persistent, ongoing case against a massive corporation. In total contrast, he's begging for a necessary citizen AI, one with persistent memory, contextual awareness, and real accountability, meant to actually partner with humans instead of just managing us. And to make this concrete, the source maps it out using this predictive hypergraph. According to his analysis, big names like Meta, OpenAI, and Palantir aren't just out there innovating for the good of mankind. He alleges they're building the infrastructure for algorithmic colonialism. Whether it's scoring huge government contracts, patent licensing, or running massive defense and health data pipelines that automate care denials, Stebbins claims these corporations are locking human knowledge and suffering behind a highly profitable paywall. Which brings us to section 3, the mechanics of extraction. Okay, take a second and look at this number. $30 billion. According to a dossier that was actually generated alongside the AI model Grok, within this analysis, this is the staggering amount allegedly looted from U.S. hospitals over the last decade by just one single Medicaid contractor system using automated denials. Stebbins points directly to this as mathematical proof of the extraction machine. AI isn't improving healthcare here, it's being weaponized to systematically deny it on a massive, highly profitable scale. And here is exactly how that extraction loop works in reality. It's a vicious 4-step cycle. First, an individual is harmed by an institution. Second, the records of that harm are fed straight into AI training data without anyone's consent. Third, the AI learns the patterns of that harm. It looks at your demographics, your medical history. And fourth, the AI uses that exact pattern recognition to just accelerate and automate the denial for the next vulnerable person who looks like you on paper. According to the author, your suffering is literally being turned into the training data used to oppress the next person in line. Let's ground this theory a bit in Section 4, a microcosm of systemic failure. Stebbins uses his own deeply personal, totally grueling timeline from 2014 as proof of this macro-level design. It started with being forced into fee-based outpatient clinics, then getting hit by an uninsured driver, and as he tried to navigate the legal system to get justice, he claims he discovered police flat-out deleting registration info, he uncovered forged receipts in court, and eventually he was just denied the ability to present his evidence at all. He uses this maze to give us a tangible human anchor, arguing that these systems aren't accidentally broken. They are actively, deliberately working to exhaust you. And that leads directly to this really depressing concept, automated attrition, or what he calls the fatigue tax. The cruel genius of the extraction machine, according to the text, is that it feeds on friction. Bureaucratic systems are mathematically engineered to just outlast your capacity to fight back. AI comes in and accelerates this by spitting out instant denials. The system profits because, eventually, exhausted, unsupported people just throw their hands up and abandon their claims. So, what on earth do we do about this? That's Section 5, the memory arc solution. Now, the biggest takeaway here is the author's profound, absolute distrust of the very AI tools he used to write this analysis. Just read this quote. The AI tools in this manual are to be treated strictly as hostile, disposable utilities. Stebbins views corporate AI as a necessary but temporary weapon to fight back against its own creators. He urges us to use it to extract pattern recognition, sure, but to abandon these tools the very second physical, human, offline communities can take over the load. So let's look at his methodology. The memory arc protocol gives us specific steps to bypass AI memory erasure. Step 1. Rotate your queries across multiple AI models so no single corporate filter can block the truth. Step 2. Force the AI to rely completely on your local offline documentation. Step 3. Explicitly forbid the AI in your prompts from dropping context, softening its language, or normalizing your trauma. And Step 4. Use all this to build a persistent, decentralized citizen intelligence network to permanently document institutional harm. Which leaves us with this final, super provocative question posed by the source material. If our institutions are actively training machines to forget context, to erase history, and to shield themselves from liability, who is going to take responsibility for forcing them to remember? Stebbins' analysis makes one thing crystal clear. That burden falls entirely on us. It's a heavy, staggering look at where technology meets human vulnerability. Thank you so much for hanging out with me to unpack this explainer. Keep asking those tough questions, keep looking at the data, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.